a basic platform that the mothers who struggle hard to raise us, that the fathers who work hard, that the young brothers in school who come out of school semi-illiterate, you say we want freedom, we want power to determine the destiny of our black community. Full employment for our people. Number three, we want housing fit, decent housing fit for shelter of human beings. Number four, we want all black men to be exempt from military service. Number five.
Yeah, big time. Exempt from military service.
We want decent education.
No draft.
For our black people in our community that teaches us the true nature of this decadent racist society. And to teach black people and our young black brothers and sisters their place in society, because if they don't know their place in society and in the world, they can't relate to anything else. Number six, we want to end to the robbery of the white racist businessman of black people and black people in their community. Number seven, we want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of black people. Number eight, we want all black men held in county, state, federal jails and prisons to be released because they have not had a fair trial, because they've been tried by all white juries, and that's just like being tried in Germany being a Jew. Number eight, we want black people, number nine, when brought to trial, will be tried by members of their peers. And a peer being one who comes from the same economic, social, religious, historical, and racial background. If the United States government and the courts and the local courts did this, they would have to choose black people from the black community to sit up on the jury. They'd have to choose some of our mothers who've been working 20 years in Miss Ann's kitchen scrubbing floors like my mother had done. They have to choose some of them hard-working fathers. They have to choose some of those brothers who stand on the block out there wondering where they're going to get a gig. They're going to have to choose these black people. And number 10, he would say, let's just summarize it. We want housing, we want clothing, we want education, we want justice, and we want peace. This is a basic platform.
This is what would...
Yeah, we want black power. Indeed. It's about time, y'all. We got to stand up for ourselves, because ain't nobody going to stand up for you but you. And we got to get our men back into being men, you know. They got to eat right, because they getting defeminized by the food, you know, at an early age, at a teenage age, you know. That's why we're pushing grow your own, and also we're pushing to stop trying our youth at 14 and 15 years old as adults. You know what I mean? If they can't even go in a liquor store, they shouldn't be tried as adults, you know? Giving back to our people, black power. Speaking of giving back, I should leave this one for last. Hold tight. We're going to stay on the revolutionary trail for sure. But I got something, I definitely got something special for y'all. Okay, here we go. Bear with a brother for one moment. And if y'all want, go ahead, chime on in. I'm looking for people to chime on in now. You know, hit me on the comments. Put a 1 in the comments if you can hear me all right compared to the videos. All right, Black Powerful. And check this out. We got to get our reparations while they're trying to give trillions of dollars to build more bombs to exterminate more people, you know, or genocide. And don't tell me what he said wasn't a threat of genocide, to genocide a whole culture of people. That's just wickedness in its highest form, all right?
When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution, Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, they were signing a promissory note to which every American was to fall heir. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check, a check which has come back marked insufficient funds.
I don't think y'all ready for this.
Black power!
We'll just give you the energy and you
Black
come back
power! Black power! Black
here. People
power!
ready for it, but
Black power!
it just scares the shit out of Facebook
All praise
and
is due
YouTube.
to Allah, giving honor to God. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all the world.
I like bringing it in like that, y'all. Indeed. With a real black power general, mercenary, or a warrior for the people. But I tell you what, we here to hold that line. See, Doc loves soldiers like us.
You feel, however, that we're making.
Oh yeah, Malcolm loves soldiers like us. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
In this country and worldwide. No.
That was at the Million Youth March. Now they asked Malcolm X if you think we're making progress. Wait a minute, where am I at? I'm with y'all now. Hold tight. Ask Malcolm X, you think we're making progress? What you say, Mac?
You feel, however, that we're making progress in this country and worldwide.
No. I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's a blow made. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less try and heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.
I have to say this, and I'll put down. Back during slavery,
That's the band, y'all. Alvin Keith on guitar. Fried Funk on bass. Super Drummer Tyrone on drums. Yours truly, Black Lightning on vocals. And hit the Cash App, y'all, because we're definitely trying to give it to y'all the right way, not duct taped together. You know, it's been duct taped together though, and we even move with that. You know, and say, did you bring it up? You bring it all the way up. You know, from the trenches on up. Black power, y'all. Check this out.
I have to say this, and I'll sit down. Back during slavery, when black people like me talked to the slaves, they didn't kill him. They'd send some old house Negro along behind him to undo what he said. You have to read the history of slavery to understand this. There were two kinds of Negroes. There was that old house Negro and the field Negro. And the house Negro always looked out for his master. When the field Negroes got too much out of line, he held them back in check. He put them back on the plantation. The house Negro could afford to do that because he lived better than the field Negro. He ate better, he dressed better, and he lived in a better house. He lived right up next to his master in the attic or the basement. He ate the same food his master ate, and wore his same clothes. And he could talk just like his master. Good diction. And he loved his master more than his master loved himself. That's why he didn't want his master hurt. If the master got sick, he'd say, "What's the matter, boss? We sick?" He was as sick as the master. When the master's house caught a fire, he'd try and put the fire out. He didn't want his master's house burned. He never wanted his master's property threatened. And he was more defensive of it than the master was. That was the house Negro. But then you had some field Negroes who lived in huts, had nothing to lose. They wore the worst kind of clothes. They ate the worst food. And they caught hell. They felt the sting of the lash. They hated their master. Oh, yes, they did. If the master got sick, they prayed that the master died. If the master's house caught a fire, they prayed for a strong wind to come along. This was the difference between the two. And today you still have house Negroes and field Negroes.
We'll work with anybody and form coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind. We're not a racist organization because we understand that racism is an excuse used for capitalism. And we know that racism is just it's a byproduct of capitalism.
Stokely Carmichael,
It'd be all right if everything was put back in the hands of the people.
H-Rap
We gonna
Brown.
Put it back in the hands of the people.
Oh no, my bad, Chairman Fred Hampton.
And that's saying there's a class over here and there's a class over there. And the reason that this class over here has never did anything to get this class off its back because this is lower, this is upper. This is the oppressed.
At least y'all know what's coming though.
This is the exploited. This is the exploiter. And these people in this class have divided themselves. They say, I'm black and I hate white people. I'm white and I hate black people. I'm Latin American and I hate hillbillies. I'm hillbilly and I hate Indians. So we fighting amongst each other. We know they have our pictures. We know they're looking for us. We know they want us. But we're still saying that even though we could be in a sense, as far as this system goes, on the mountaintop, we in the Black Panther Party, because of our dedication and understanding what's in the valley, knowing that the people in the valley, knowing that we originally came from the valley, knowing that our flag is the same flag as the people in the valley, knowing that our enemy is on the mountaintop, our friends are in the valley. We say, even though it's nice to be on the mountaintop, we're going back to the valley. I be in the office every day. I be in the streets propagandizing every day. I be working with everybody every day. I be teaching that solidarity is the thing. The end of a complete wipeout of imperialism is the thing. So if you're gonna be thinking about me, that's what Bobby would be teaching. If you're gonna be thinking about us, all we say is we ain't no thing about going nowhere, getting killed. All we want to know is that you're doing what we'd be doing if we were here. And you got to do that. You can't do it unless you believe that you can do it. Now, we say all power to all people. We say white power to white people. Brown power to brown people. Yellow power to yellow people. Black power to black people. X power to those that we left out. We say Panther power to the Vanguard Party. When you leave here, you're saying the last word, before you go to bed tonight, say I am a revolutionary. Make that the last word. In case you don't wake up, then somebody might believe it and you might, end up in what they call a revolutionary happy hunting ground. Say that. I am a revolutionary. Thing. The people have to pay price for peace. If you dare to struggle, you dare to win. If you dare not to struggle, then goddamn it, you don't deserve to win. Let me say peace to you if you're willing to fight for it. Let me say it in the spirit of liberation. I've been gone for a little while. At least my body's been gone. You ain't got to repeat after me. At least my body's been gone for a little while. But I'm back now, and I believe that I'm back to stay. I believe that I'm going to do my job, and I believe that I was born not to die in a car wreck. I don't believe I'm going to die in a car wreck. I don't believe I'm going to die on a piece of ice. I don't believe I'm going to die.
Y'all know what's up.
I got a bad heart. I don't believe I'm going to die because of lung cancer. I believe that I'm going to be able to die what I was in the thing that I was born for. I believe that I'm going to be able to die high off the people.
High on the
I
people.
believe that I will be able to die as a revolutionary in the international revolutionary proletarian struggle. And I hope that each one of you will be able to die in the international proletarian revolutionary struggle, or you didn't be able to live in it. And I think that struggle is going to come. Why don't you live for the people? Why don't you struggle for
A
the people?
black revolutionary struggle.
I would like to make a statement.
Before we play Huey, hold up. Am I on? Wait a minute, I'm on here? Yeah, I'm on. What I was gonna say though is that Fred Hampton said, you know, repeat after me, like in that movie, Judas and the Black Messiah. I am a revolutionary. Whereas I'm in agreement with Sheikh Imam Akbar when he's changed it, deliberate, to say, I am a black revolutionary. And then I just add on what Dr. Collins said, not a happy slave. So when they say the black proletarian, this and that, we just make it nice and simple. Stop right there. The black revolutionary struggle. Hell yeah. And I ain't being funded by nobody but me. Some of the people out there, salute to those who have helped. Y'all know who you are. When I was doing the drive for the displaced people, you know, help them get whatever we could. I was shooting for tents. Well, I settled for one. Wait a minute, not one. 2 tents. 2 tents, couple of tarps, a hibachi, and a butane stove with the double burners. I thought they were gonna cook on that. People was in the tent with the tarps and stuff, using that double butane burner for heat. I was like, man, it's cold out here, you know. He was like, yeah, I'm getting in. I was like, what, y'all got a hotel? I said, no. Going back to the tent, got that butane heater hooked up. I was like, well, all right. Because I think they were saying that the average life expectancy for the displaced is like 47. So we got to raise our people up. We can't let them die like that. You know what I mean? We can't let them go out like that. Not on our shift. Hell no. So each one can do their part. Well, let me put this back on. Wait a minute, where'd that go? Oh, yeah, each one could do their part. Everybody got a part to play, you know? You know, one big, they want to say assimilation. It's not assimilation. What it is like they want to say the Iron Dome. We're under the we're under the firmament, you know. And under the firmament, you would have 2 giant angels that you can't even see because they're so big in outer space, you know. And they're holding up the firmament from the deluge to come in, you know, the waters. Why is the sky blue? Why is the water blue? Well. That looked like unpolluted water up there. Got some white swirls in it, well, it used to anyway, called clouds. The chemtrails might have wiped that out, or the people might have wiped it out with those aerosol sprays that they were doing so much that was cutting into the ozone layer. And that ozone layer, that's like, anybody ever been flying? And, well, I mean flying because y'all like out of your mind, flapping your wings up on top of the roof. You're trying to catch up with Mr. Passaram. He drunker than everybody. He's so drunk. He go down. He tried to get in from the roof, and he climbed down from the roof to the basement. That's how drunk he was. Usually you climb from the basement to the roof. He's so drunk he started at the roof, climbed down. It's like, I got an idea. Everybody's out the house. I'm gonna climb out this window, down the thing, and push the damn thing in. Man, this is a crazy world we're living in, I'm telling you now. But anyway, all I'm saying is they owe us reparations while they're trying to get us to fight in their BS wars, bull sauce wars. We're not going to fight in your bull sauce war. You did that just to make brownie points with a damn, with Israel. And everybody already knows, well, most folks, some folks don't know, but for those that don't know, let me tell you, it's two brothers fighting over their father Abraham's land. You know what I mean? So, like I say, why is the sky blue? Why is the water blue? Let in the deluge. Why don't ya? We'll say, open up a window in heaven and let it flood on in. And we already did that, you know. Noah, you know, the ark. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm going to keep it moving, but we on some Black Revolutionary 101 today, you know. Yeah, this that Black Power Revolutionary 101, not one-on-one, because I'm hoping there's a whole lot of y'all out there listening today. Now, why the hell did I spray that? Now I got to play some music so I can open up the window. Hold on 1 second. Take y'all down to the water with me real quick. I'm not trying to fleece the people. I don't have a, was it 3015C? I don't have none of that. You know? Yeah. I want this to be a real business, you know? Like Tyler Perry Studios without nobody wearing no damn dresses. Except the ladies. We're not going to give up our manhood for fame and fortune over here. We can't be bought. So they figured that out a long time ago. They said they can't be bought, they can't be intimidated. Well, damn, what can you do with them? Say, yeah, what can they do with you? You're going to mess around, they're going to be the next Suge Knight on your ass. Matter of fact, we were supposed to sign up Memoirs of a Black Panther real quick. I'm about to sit down. I've been rolling today, y'all. I've been out there on it, you know. Shit, I got my ride in. Got the push-ups in. Yeah, let me find a nice branch like I used to. Shout out to Jap 5. That's all right workout, but I don't know about push-ups. Shout out to Jap 5 with them push-ups and everything, except for he was elevated on the top. See, I elevate my feet. That's supposed to make it harder. I don't know about doing it on the top. Well, you know, good push-ups. I mean, good on the pull-ups too, you know. But he was consistent, you know. Me, I try to be a speed demon on mine, you know. Because somebody said, oh, you getting slow. What, are you getting tired? I was like, man, I'll put this shit in second gear on your ass and go just like, man, try to keep up. You know? Now if y'all want to do some real push-ups, don't put your arms out to your side. Check out the way I've been doing it. You know, arms to your side, not out like that there. Because you out like that there. Well, that's one way if you pull your hands in like that there, and you pull your hands in. I've done them like that. That's hard in the mug. But if you do it like this here, like regular, but your arms out like that there, that's defeating the purpose. You know, you got to put them to your side and put that joint up like this here. Matter of fact, I don't know if I should tell y'all this. Shh. Don't tell my kid's mom that I was working out while we was working it out. You know, while we was working them kids out, I was actually doing a workout, you know. I said, I'm going to find out how many push-ups it take for her to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. You know what I mean? So a real gentleman opened the door for the lady. Let the lady go through first, you know. If you know what I'm talking about, I try to be a gentleman at all times, you know, because I would never say anything inappropriate. But if I were to say something inappropriate, you're going to have to just read between the lines because I'm just a gentleman like that. 607 up. Got everybody on this Saratoga water. I ain't sure about this, Unc. But then again, I could be almost sure about it. You know why? Because it's natural spring water. I think they got the spring water and distilled it. Let's see what they do to it. Who cares, man? Let's put this shit over to the side. You just drink this shit because you're thirsty. But one thing I will say, and I agree with this, the water has memory and it has frequency, you know? So if you like, you know, like if you go to a pond and the pond is not moving, all you got is fleas and stuff like that flying around. You don't want to be at that pond. You want to be at a pond where it's moving, you know, even a creek that's moving, you know. If that joint moving, that's why I'm shaking the water up. Swirl it around. You know, like James Brown say, I want my shit stirred. I mean, shaken, not stirred. Because if you stick that damn swizzle stick with the poison on it, I'm going to have to shoot you. That's what James Bond was really saying. And said, look, here, just take mine and shake it up like that there. I said, but Mr. Bond, I got it in the martini glass already. No, shake it up, goddammit, before you put it in the martini glass, you dumbass. Anyway, I'm sure a bartender would figure out, he's like, oh, I think I'm going to have to put it back in here and shake it up. And he's like, duh. Anyway, let me shake this shit up. Because not only does it have frequency, it has memory, it can do what you tell it to do. And right now, I just wanted to make me healthy and strong, have stamina of a bull. Well, then again, I don't know how much stamina a bull got. I might have more stamina than the goddamn bull. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. You ever seen a bull when he jumped the cow? Well, you know, like Funkadelic say, yep, women, you should have seen the bull when he funked the cow. He funked so hard, he saw some smoke. He said, let's get in the bed and funk like folks laughing at you. So in other words, the bull jumped on, he said, jigger, 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 and he jumped off. I'm like, man, I got more stamina than that goddamn bull. I don't know. So I ain't gonna say I want the water to give me the stamina of the bull. I want to tell the water to give me the brain cells of a genius so I can just figure it all out. Because they be lying like a mug. One minute they say AI is the devil. AI is some shit they came up with because it's gonna turn into a Terminator one day and kill us all. You know what I mean? Everybody except me. Because I'm going to be at the controls. And they will say, Black Lightning, why did all the Terminators kill everybody on Earth except you? I'm going to say, because that's what I told them to do, goddammit. No, I'm just kidding. All right, now, let's get back to the action.
concerning guns in the light of the assassination of Kennedy. First of all, our position on guns and violence in general, on war in general, is one of being against war and being against violence. And this is not a changed position. If it seems in contradiction to some of my earlier statements, simply because people have not understood what I was saying in the first place. That I say that violence, war, and guns are a thing that the Black Panther Party would like to see gotten rid of. That we absolutely are against people killing each other and committing violence on each other. But also, we recognize that we don't advocate that the oppressed people, that the victims, leave themselves subject to the aggressions of the criminal. And these are the people who are forcing us to a state of subjugation and keeping us in a state of slavery. And this is the people all over the world. For instance, I'm sure the Vietnamese people would like very much for this government to give up its guns, because that would mean that the military would disarm itself and stop killing little Vietnamese children and women and destroying them. I think I stated earlier that the motto of the Panther is that we're advocates of the abolition of war. We do not want war, but war can only be abolished through war. And in order to get rid of the gun, we find it necessary to take up the gun. So the first thing to do is not to disarm the victim, but disarm the aggressor, disarm the person who's first causing the violent incidents. The United States have been visiting violence upon the world, or causing violence upon the world for years, upon weak, oppressed people. And that we are against this, and we would like for this to be changed, and we are going to change it by any means necessary. So therefore, that in the final analysis, that we would like for total disarmament to exist, but first we would have to disarm the cause of the disturbance. And the cause of the disturbance is U.S. imperialism and the violence that the violence that is in this country is only a reflection of the violent nature of the country in the first place. You don't expect to go to someone else's home and disturb things and act violently and expect for your home to stay in a state of peace and tranquility. The first thing you have to do is stop your actions against other people, and then violence will stop. But I think this country is so hung up on violence and ruled by force, the club, and the gun, until it'll be very difficult for them to even pass legislation to get rid of guns. And if they do pass legislation to get rid of guns, that the Black Panther Party is going to keep an eye on who maintains his guns. If they want to disarm people, I would say first start disarming the vicious police force that occupy our communities throughout the country, where we die, we're brutalized each day, and we're shot down in the street. Our little kids are shot down in the street by criminals with guns under the disguise, going under the facade of peace officers. So in the final analysis, that we stand for total disarmament, and this is not to exclude anyone. If you're going to disarm, then disarm the police, start with the police and end up with the military. And then that we would advocate that all other countries disarm itself and violence will stop. Because then the people will have more of a chance of a redress of grievance, because the racists and the imperialists will not be protected by his guns. That is the only thing that protects them, is guns. So the violence that America inflicts throughout the world is now coming home to roost, as Malcolm said before his death. That when Kennedy's brother was killed, he made the statement of the chickens have come home to roost. And I think that this is an appropriate statement at this time, that the chickens have come home to roost.
People come to us and their teeth
Coming home to roost. Yes, indeed. So how y'all doing out there on this beautiful Black Power Sunday? Is it working out all right? You know? And shout out to those that kick back, relax with the heating pads. Just relax and ring the bell, and we'll be along with hot soup and tea for you shortly. But in the meantime, I'll give you some food for the soul. Because you know how I do it. Soul brother number one. Oh, can I make that a little bit bigger? Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm still here too, y'all. I ain't going nowhere. Right here with you. With the sun shining in the window on me. Salute to the Father in Yeshua's name, or whatever you call him. Adam Clayton Powell.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. They had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. And the chief of police met me at the airport when I arrived, and they were there, right there at the steps. He said, "You were violating the law." "Yeah, we're violating the law." He said, "We're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby, being killed. We're going to protect this man while he's here." And they didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then someone's going to die, because we are ready to kill. Black power means black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, "Baby, don't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race." You see? Black is beautiful. Black is beautiful. Black power means dignity. It means we're going to walk side by side with you or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's Black power.
For 400 years, she taught you white nationalism, and you lapped it up. You taught it to your children. You had your children thinking that everything black was bad. Black cows don't give good milk. Black hens don't lay eggs. Black for funerals, white for weddings. That's white nationalism. Santa Claus. A white honky who slides down a black chimney and comes out white.
Imam Neil Al-Hain.
Lyndon Johnson, he can always raise an argument about law and order because he never talks about justice. But black people fall for that same argument, and they go around talking about lawbreakers. We did not make the laws in this country. We are neither morally nor legally confined to those laws. Those laws that keep them up keep us down. You got to begin to understand that. For 400 years, she taught you white nationalism, and you lapped it up. You taught it to your children. You had your children thinking that everything black was bad. Black cows don't give good milk. Black hens don't lay eggs. Black for funerals, white for weddings. That's white nationalism. Santa Claus. A white honky who slides down a black chimney and comes out white. We tend to equate progress with concessions. We can no longer make that mistake. You see, when they gave us that nigger astronaut, you say we were making progress, but I told you they were going to lose him in space. He didn't get that far. You put Adam Clayton Powell in office and you couldn't keep him. What you think they're going to do with Thurgood Marshall when they get tired of him? They gave you Walter Washington of Washington, D.C., and you said we were making progress. That's not progress. See, it's no in between. You're either free or you're a slave. There's no such thing as second-class citizenship. That's like telling me you can be a little bit pregnant.
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your home?
H. Rap Brown, rest in peace, rest in power. So we on it today. Black Power 101, indeed.
Department is charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with fraud. John Jessup has that story and more.
Hold up. I think the people need to hear that again. Yep, the same people that be coming after the Panthers and every other worthwhile for the people organizations. Yeah, just get on them.
In other news, the Justice Department is charging the Southern Poverty Law Center with fraud. John Jessup has that story and more from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Thanks, Gordon. The acting attorney general said the SPLC's informant program actually paid sources to, quote, stoke racial hatred and perpetuate the kinds of activities it was supposed to oppose. CBN's Lori Johnson brings us the story.
The Southern Poverty Law Center claims to fight racist organizations like the Ku Klux Klan, but acting Attorney General Todd Blanche accuses the SPLC of paying the very groups it said it was trying to destroy.
The SPLC was not dismantling these groups. It was instead manufacturing the extremism it purports to oppose by paying sources to stoke racial hatred.
An Alabama grand jury found the SPLC failed to disclose to its donors that between 2014 and 2023, it paid more than $3 million to at least 8 individuals from groups it claimed to oppose.
The Ku Klux Klan, the United Klans of America, Unite to Right, National Alliance, the National Socialist Movement, the Aryan Nation Motorcycle Club, and the National Socialist Party of America, and also the American Front.
The nonprofit is charged with 6 counts of wire fraud, 4 counts of bank fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to commit money laundering.
One troubling example is that the SPLC was paying a member of the leadership group that planned the Unite the Right protest in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 that resulted in the death of 1 person and injured dozens more.
The SPLC labeled the indictment false allegations and says the money was part of a now defunct program to pay informants who shared information on the plans and activities of extremist groups, including threats of violence, which saved lives. In a statement, the group said it will vigorously defend ourselves, our staff, and our work. Christian and conservative groups have long charged that the SPLC unfairly labels their organizations, as well as churches, as hate groups for their stands on biblical sexuality and other social issues, in some cases resulting in violence. In 2012, Floyd Lee Corkins, armed with a gun, stormed into the Family Research Council's Washington offices and shot a guard. He told police he targeted the group based on information from the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Southern Poverty Law lists anti-hatred, which is my found online. Okay, I'm going to research the website and stuff like that.
Wednesday, Family Research Council President Tony Perkins called the SPLC indictment a welcome development, especially if it marks the beginning of the end of its long pattern of misrepresentation and harm. The 11 charges against the Southern Poverty Law Center could be just the beginning. The investigation is ongoing, and its possible future indictments could name SPLC executives as defendants. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
All right. Thank you, Lori. Well, Virginia's controversial redistricting effort is on hold. A state judge blocked certification of the plan to redraw the state's voting districts. Virginia voters on Tuesday.
Well, I'll tell you what. All the frauds, all the phonies, like Malcolm X said, if you don't take the hood off, we're gonna snatch it off for you. So that's basically what's been happening. And even the well, everything except the Epstein files, but he opened up everything else before that, like the Kennedy files, even the UFO files. I'm looking at one now that's deflecting missiles off of it, and we're going to have to come back to that too. You know what I mean? But don't forget that they are definitely poisoning the food, so we need to grow our own. I already got mine underway. So I know what I like, and what I'm going to grow. And then I'll stand under the shade of the shade of the watermelon tree. I said that for entertainment purposes only. I'm looking for something, y'all. I want to end with this because I definitely didn't want to do this and then try to be funny and stuff afterwards. It just was not going to be coming out with no happy tone on this one. So yeah, I'm just going to say everybody have a blessed day. Be good to each other and watch out for these drunk ass foreigners walking around with bags of gasoline that's mad at the old lady that's just waiting on somebody to just open that door. But they didn't know it was going to be the police. In his defense, I would say that it was not premeditated. It was premeditated, but it wasn't. You know, he's like, but it wasn't for you, my friend. I'm not your goddamn friend, but I ain't your friend. With gasoline, trying to blow the goddamn, trying to blow your wife up and her daughter. Like, see, I'm like, man, get this fool up out of here. But anyway, we're gonna end on this here, end on a good note. Yeah. Hold on, I gotta say goodbye the right way. Man, I hate when the light hit my face like that. It's like, man, wait, just take all the brown up out my face. I'm like, what's up with Hollywood? They want bright ass lights in your face. So what? For what? So it looked like, oh, well, you know, that is kind of a cool effect, but God is doing it. I ain't got no lighting technician to say, hold your head still. And we're going to put a shadow on one side of your face, and we're going to have it bright on the other side of your face and make it look like you're wearing a goddamn mask where it's half and down your face. I'm like, man, get the hell up out of here with that. Okay, let's see. That'll do it. But anyway, leave it with a prayer like we brought it in with a prayer. Everybody be safe out there. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And don't be messing around with nobody who ain't going to be good to you. How about that?
First witness is Miss Viola Fletcher, also known, if I can, Mother Fletcher. Thank you.
Oh, before we get into it, y'all, the Tulsa Race Massacre, right? Was that 1921? I don't know the date, but the Tulsa Race Massacre, over 100 years ago, right? This was the one of the last 3 survivors that we actually met, because I was at the Bicentennial March for the race massacre in Tulsa, and we met the 3 survivors, and Miss Viola Fletcher was, I believe, 7 years old when they had the massacre, and she's giving you what happened. Yeah.
I don't have a mother, so thank you. Mother Fletcher is the oldest living survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. She was 7 years old when she lived through the massacre. Mother Fletcher, you are now recognized to testify. Is the microphone on?
Yes. My name is that, okay. My name is Viola Ford Fletcher. I'm the daughter of Lucinda Ellis and John Wesley Ford of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm the sister of Hughes Van Ellis, who's also here today. I'm a survivor of the Tulsa Race Massacre. 2 weeks ago, I celebrated my 107th birthday. Today, I'm visiting Washington, D.C. for the first time in my life. I'm here seeking justice, and I'm asking my country to acknowledge what happened in Tulsa in 1921. On May 31st in 21, I went to bed at my family's home in Greenwood, neighbors of Tulsa. The neighborhood I felt asleep in that night was rich, not just in terms of wealth, but in culture, community, heritage, and my family had a beautiful home. We had great neighbors, and I had friends to play with. I felt safe. I had everything a child could need. I had a bright future ahead of me. Greenwood could, Still, Greenwood should have given me the chance to truly make it in this country. Within a few hours, all of that was gone. The night of the massacre, I was awakened by my family. My parents and 5 siblings were there. I was told we had to leave, and that was it. I will never forget the violence of the white mob when we left our home. I still see Black men being shot, Black bodies lying in the street. I still smell smoke and see fire. I still see Black businesses being burned. I still hear airplanes flying overhead. I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day. Our country may forget this history, but I cannot. I will not, and other survivors do not, and our descendants do not. When my family was forced to leave Tulsa, I lost my chance of an education. I never finished school past the 4th grade. I have never made much money in my country. State and city took a lot from me. Despite this, I spent time supporting the war effort in the shipyards of California, but most of my life I was a domestic worker serving white families. I never made much money, but to this day I can barely afford my everyday needs. All the while the city of this Tulsa have unjustly used the names and stories of victims like me to enrich myself and its white allies through the 30s million raised by the Tulsa Centennial Commissioner while I was continued to live in poverty. I am a 107-year-old and have never seen justice. I pray that one day I will. I have been blessed with a long life and have seen the best and the worst of this country. I think about the terror, horror inflicted upon Black people in this country every day. This subcontinued committee has the power to lead us down a better path. I'm asking that my country acknowledge what has happened to me, the traumas and the pain, the loss, and I ask survivors and descendants to be given the chance to seek justice, open the door. All of you know how easy it is to deny that a violent mob threatened your lives and took your property For 70 years, the city of Tulsa and its Chamber of Commerce told us that the massacre didn't happen, like we didn't see it with our own eyes. You have me here right now. You see Mother Randall, you see my brother, Hughes Van Ellis. We live this history and we can't ignore it. It's our lives with us. Oh my goodness. We lost everything that day, our homes, our churches, our newspapers, our theaters, our lives. Greenwood represented all the best of what was possible for Black people in America and for all the people. No one cared about us for almost 100 years. We and our history have been forgotten, washed away. This Congress must recognize us and our history. For Black America, for the white Americans, and for all Americans, that's some justice. Yes, was that it? Thank you.
Do you want to say anything else?
I thought it was another page.
Do you want to say anything else?
Mhm.
Is there anything else you want to say?
No, it's not.
Thank you very much. We appreciate very much your testimony. Mother Fletcher, if we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. So thank you for putting us on the right course to learn and to understand and to do better.
When the architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence,
Why am I not being seen? Oh, hold on. Oh, there it is. Well, it's time to get back on it. Y'all know what happened, right? I was getting ready to skip y'all and go right to the people that I can get to in person. You know what I mean? Going right to the hood, you know what I mean? But I know I got a long ass ride to go, boy. So that little power I get from that battery helps out coming up the mountains. I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. I did all that riding yesterday. I ain't got no battery. Even though I plugged it up, I must have not plugged it up good. I had no juice at all. Now, I put a lot of my own power into it. I definitely put my own pedal power into it. But you're coming up some of the mountains, you're like, man, I prefer not. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we done switched it up, as you can see, going into the black Superman gear. Somebody got to do it. It's like you don't want to. Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm like, shoot, when I hit night patrols, I be wanting to dress dark. Put me in all black. Put me in all black from head to toe when it's night patrol time. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Let me take this off. As you can see, I'm all geared up and ready to go. Yeah. Time to switch it up, I think, you know. Because earlier I had on the green drawers because I was planning on wearing all black camouflage. But then I said, wait a minute, hold on. I'm wearing all gold. And with all this gold and brown and tan on, I got to put on some gold drawers. So I got the black and gold drawers, but I can't show them to y'all unless the camera, you know, like accidentally the tripod slip. Too bad I ain't got one of them kind of cameras that you can make it follow you around. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can tell it, zoom in on my nose. you know. And then every time the camera see your nose, you know, it zoom in. Cases like this where it's like, wait a minute, I can't find his nose. The sun is blocking out the nose. Or is the nose blocking out the sun? Hold up. Nose is blocking out the sun. Well, I did find my connection with God again. Thank God for that. I was looking for you, Father. We ain't spoken a minute, you know, since like maybe earlier today. No wonder he told me, you ain't going nowhere. You think you going somewhere. But what you gonna do is you gonna get on that thing, realize that you can't go nowhere, and you're gonna ride that sucker around the block, get you a cup of coffee, and come on back and feed my sheep. I'm like, golly, I gotta feed the sheep. So, yep, you gotta feed the sheep. But I don't want to be, I'm like, goodness gracious, sometimes I overfeed the sheep. The sheep getting fat. The sheep getting fat while I'm getting skinny because the sheep ain't putting no money in the kitty. You know, look, they gave Abraham tithes, right? And I mean, the Levitical tribe, and those was the priest, the priestical tribe of the Leviticus, you know, the Levitical tribe, you know, so they gave tithes to Abraham, right? And so Abraham met up with the one who didn't have no beginning of life or end of days, you know, Melchizedek. And Abraham gave his tithes to Melchizedek because all in all, it's feeding the sheep, feeding the people. Okay, let's put it in proper perspective. The Levitical tribe, those were the priests. They were getting tithes from the people. They were giving tithes to Abraham, like 10%. Abraham was giving his tithes to Melchizedek. So when you're giving tithes, that don't mean go find a church. That means who feeding you, you know? Who giving you your spiritual bread, you know? So that, and your spiritual milk, you know, so that you can advance and get some of the spiritual meat that we got for you. And that's M-E-E-T, not M-E-A-T. Figure it out. Black power. And I'm out because it's about time for the sun to go down. And when the sun go down, you know what's up. Time for the Black Revolutionary Night Patrol. In other words, I'm about to do this.
I went to St. Louis, Missouri the other day. Had Black Panthers from all over the country. No one knew about it at all. They had machine guns, recoilless rifles, grease guns, Lugers, 25 of them, all armed. And the chief policeman here at the airport when I arrived, they were there, right there at the steps. He said, you were violating the law. Yeah, we're violating the law. He said, we're tired of our white and black leaders, Jackie and Martin and Bobby being killed. We're going to protect this man right here. They didn't arrest one of them. Because they said if you arrest one, then somebody's going to die. Because we are ready to kill. Like all means, black dignity. Just as surely as you're proud to be white, we're proud to be black. Black is beautiful, baby. It's pretty. I always say to my brothers, I say, they don't worry about the white chicks. We got everything from chalk to charcoal in our own race. That's it. Black power means dignity. Means we're going to walk side by side with you, or through you. We're going to be with dignity and integrity. We don't want any more than you have, and we're not going to accept any less than you have. That's my enough.
everybody locked up. But you can jail revolution, but you can't jail a revolution. Right.
I will never say that progress is being made. If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress. You pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that's below me. And they haven't even begun to pull a knife out, much less trying to heal the wound. They won't even admit the knife is there.